Alright, so we're going to be looking at some properties of the complex numbers that we've just started to play with that will help us solve some kinds of problem. I've got two fractions here that look like different things. 6 is different from 3 and it's different from 4. 8 isn't 3 and it isn't 4. Yet you should probably all know, I would hope if you're looking at this course, that those are in fact the same number. So even though the parts were different, they were actually the same number in disguise. There's nothing like that in complex numbers. So if we have something like 6 plus 8i, that is definitely not 3 plus 4i. The only complex number the same as 3 plus 4i is 3 plus 4i. You might write it backwards, in which case you would just correct it and write it forwards again. But that is the only complex number that equals 3 plus 4i. Okay? And the fact that the parts are equal is what tells us that the whole thing is equal. That property helps us solve certain kinds of problem. So we've got different difficulties we can do. So let's try something like this, where we'll try and find the values of a and b. So a plus 2i multiplied by 1 plus 2i is equal to 4 take bi. And we've been asked to find a and b. Typically a and b will be real numbers, otherwise it's not a particularly useful problem. So expand the bracket as you've been doing for years. So a plus 2ai plus 2i take 4. I squared is negative 1, 2, 2 to 4, so that's negative 4, equals 4 take bi. So the real part here is a take 4, and the imaginary part is 2a plus 2. Lots of I. So I've just made the bracket so we can see that's real, and 4 take bi. So for the real parts, we've got a take 4 equals 4. That's the real part of the left-hand side, that's the real part of the right-hand side. The only way the whole thing is equal is if the parts are equal. So that means that a is 8. For the imaginary parts, I've got 2a plus 2 is negative b, because there is the imaginary part, there is the imaginary part. We know that a is 8, so we've actually got 16 plus 2 is negative b, so we've got 18 is negative b, so we've got that negative 18 is b. So a is 8, b is negative 18. Okay? Alright, so that's something we can do with complex numbers.